Hi, and welcome to the Yarn Habit Geek podcast. My name is Laura. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Ravelry as Yarn Habit Geek. There's also a Ravelry group for the podcast where you can find all the show notes and take part in any future cals or contests or giveaways. So hopefully I will get something done on that for next year. So let's get started with this week's episode, shall we? Alright, whips of the week. I actually have 3 whips this week. And the first up is actually also a new project that I started on like a few days ago. And it is Toothless Amigurumi from How to Train Your Dragon. Like, I did a good part of this in one day. I decided yesterday to just sew the limbs together in the head onto the body so that way I don't have to do it all at once. Basically, I like to do the sewing of parts as I go along, but hopefully I will have this finished by next week's episode in time for the Halloween episode. Alright, and next up, that I'm storing in one of my own project bags I made. It is my bow baton socks. And I actually got a lot of work on this done on the weekend when I was at KimiCon helping out Game On Entertainment Services. But I am almost finished the leg. I've got about an inch left. There we go. So leg is almost done, and I'm going to be working on this weekend with a whole bunch of other socks because I will be talking about why the amount of the socks working this weekend in the last segment. But let's get on to the last whip I have to show for this week, and it is my umbrage socks. Now, I finished this first repeat of these diamonds here, but as I'm starting the second repeat, I noticed that the pattern chart for these diamonds are wrong, so I'm gonna have to fix the pattern chart because it does not feel right. So I'm gonna be fixing the pattern chart for these socks, and I'll be working on these on the weekend as well. And actually, that is it for whips of the week. Next up, finish objects. Alright, it's time for finish objects, and this week I have not just one done, not 2, but 4. So, first up is Harry Potter. He's finally finished, and this is actually the second Harry Potter I've done, but this time I found a way to do the glasses without so much wire. I basically just got these big jump rings or chain rings. Well, they were the chain findings that I got from Michael's, and then I just use the wire I used to craft the posable arms to make the frames to attach to the little glasses part. And next up is Uncanny Cyclops. And this is the second time I've done this one, and I think he's done better now because I'm not using felt to do all these red lines. Like, the only felt piece I did was right up here. I only decided to do the fabric painted lines because I had the red fabric paint, And I thought it'd be much cleaner because now that I use fabric paint for some of the details. And I'm going to apologize in case you hear any noise right now because stuff is going to be working on outside. So, and let's get back to finished objects. And next is the X Factor Cyclops. So, a little better. I finally did the visor a little better now. But he's done too. So yay for that. And that was all for a remake commission. And next up, my socks. Now, once I finally finished these socks, which I've been wanting to finish for quite some time now. And a little note about these socks. This one is actually shorter in the leg than this one because I was running out of yarn and I didn't want to hold the lace weight of the same color I have to finish it to be the same length. So, but they're now my secret mismatched Harley Quinn socks now. So, well, and I'm actually going to be wearing these out this weekend after I block them because right now I don't have them on the blockers because I have another pair of socks blocking that I had finished previously, but these are finally finished, so yay! Yay, that's another pair of socks for my own personal little socks collection that I can finally soon have a whole bunch of socks I can wear and stop wearing all the machine or manufactured socks because they don't fit right most of the time. But enough about that. That is actually it for finished objects. We've got one more segment and then that'll be it. Alright, last segment. What is coming up? Well, this weekend I'm bringing a whole bunch of my sock projects with me to work on just in my odd times, but mostly for the train ride since I will be heading out to London Comic-Con this weekend. So yay! And also, I'm going to be prepping for next week's little Halloween episode. So, and also, just this past weekend, I was actually at KimmyCon helping out with the Game On Entertainment Services, where we have a whole bunch of different video game systems where you can play, like Super Mario, like the Super Smash, or any of the other Smash games, Mario Kart, like basically a whole bunch of multiplayer games. And, well, that's basically it. This has basically just been a con rambling of both con I'm going to, con I've been to, and Halloween coming up next week. So, that is going to be that for this week's episode. I will see you all next week after I return from London Comic Con. So, till then, stay crafty, my friends.